right, we're now being joined by Mads Burnell. A couple questions here. Matt.
Mads, how are you, Dad?
I'm good, thank you.
Good to see you. Pretty big fight week for you. Almost certainly, most people would say, your biggest, most important fight yet. So can you kind of take me through how you've been feeling heading into fight week and how you're feeling this week now that it's about here?
I've been feeling pretty much the same as every other fight. The fight you always have in front of you is always your most important fight. But I would say that like fight week, I've been feeling extra I've been feeling more energized than I usually am. So yeah, I'm good.
Is there a way to put a peg on why that is? Is it because you're at the top of the card? Is it because the opportunity that's you're likely to get a title shot with a win, that kind of thing?
I don't know. Like the first thing that comes to my mind has just been a great camp. Yeah, I've been doing everything right. Not that I haven't been doing that the other times, but like I don't know. Just seems everything is coming together.
Take me through, I guess, your thoughts when you got the call and you knew that you were going to fight Adam. Was it evident to you at that time that, all right, they obviously are thinking about us as being, the winner of us being next in line, for that title shot?
So even before I got the call to fight Adam, I was kind of thinking that it was going to be me and him. Either it was going to be me and him fighting for the number one spot to get the chance to fight AJ or Pitbull, or because AJ talked about moving up, I thought it was going to be either me versus Pitbull or Adam versus Pitbull. But I also heard rumors about Pitbull might be retiring or something. So then I thought, okay, it could also be me and Adam for the vacant title. So I was like, yeah, I had it in my mind. So it didn't come as a surprise to me.
Of all those scenarios that you just talked about, where does this particular one fall into place? I mean, is this the kind of way you'd want to get to a title shot anyways, beating a guy who's right there in the top with you versus kind of having a title shot kind of by default?
To be honest, I don't give a shit. As long as you get a title shot, you're good.
Has Bellator actually come to you explicitly and said the winner of this fight?
Yeah, I think that. Yeah.
So you're good.
Yeah.
You've mentioned that now that we know that AJ and Pitbull are fighting again, how do you think that one plays out? And then, not that you're looking past Saturday night, but do you have a preference of which one of those guys you fight? They both would be great, names to have on your resume as wins for different reasons.
Like I say, I think I've said it a couple of times before, I don't care. And it's actually because it's these two, because Pitbull, he's a legend. So it would be cool to having him on your resume. And AJ, he's a superstar. So it's like a win-win, whoever you get on your resume, it's cool. Yeah. So I'd like to fight them both. And we see what happens. If Pitbull beats McKee, they're probably going to run it back a third time, but I think McKee will get it done. Thank you.
Mads, you're a former Cage Warriors champion, and this is the first time that you've headlined a card for a major organization. Outside of the possible 5 rounds, what have you done differently in the lead up to this fight camp than you did for the last one?
Absolutely nothing. Simple as that. A fighter's a fighter. I always prepare for a tough match, and I come in trying to be the best version of myself every time. So why would I do that different? It's all about you got to train hard, but you also got to be smart about your training so you don't come in with injuries or your body is not 100%. So it's a science. Yeah.
Absolutely right. And like you said, you're undefeated since 2018 on a 3-fight win streak with Bellator. What has been the greatest factor in allowing you to go on this streak?
I don't know. I don't know what the greatest factor have been. I'm not really thinking about I'm on this streak, to be honest. I know I say it over and over and over again, but I just trying to be me every time I go in there. And whenever I go into a fight, I look at it as we both 0-0. So yeah, it's been a cool experience. I don't know what much to say.
Last question. Yeah. What's bootleg Taekwondo?
Bootleg Taekwondo is when you're trying to kick, but you actually suck at kicking. So that's bootleg Taekwondo. But all Taekwondo is bootleg because that shit don't work. So it's a bootleg martial arts anyway. So yeah.
Hey, Matt. Last year after your fight against Emmanuel Sanchez, you were asked if you wanted to fight in a main event next, in which you said that you didn't really think about it. Now that it's here and you're closing out the show, do you feel any different going into this? Are you more excited for this fight than usual?
No, I'm like the same. I'm level-headed, like yeah, focusing on what I have in front of me, and like yeah, every fight you have like is always the most important fight, like the one you have right in front of you. So if it were in the hotel lobby or here, I would still feel the same because like it's a fight. It means something to me, right? So yeah.
Okay. And also in the past, you said you prefer 5 rounders as opposed to a 3-round fight, but you never expanded on it. I was just curious to know, why do you prefer 5 rounds to 3?
Because I feel 3 rounds usually fighters they kind of like stress a little to get the game going quick, where 5 rounds you have more time to like just watch your opponent and like see what he's like reading your opponent, if you understand what I'm saying.
Yeah, I do. And finally, do you have any thoughts on just going ahead and making the Danish Dave Chappelle nickname official? Just
No.
going ahead and putting it in a name.
No. And I actually, there was a reporter who posted something with me. I was like, damn, that shit stuck too much to me. Like, it's cool. Like, I can talk some shit and stuff like that. But like in the cage, you don't want to be known as the Danish Dave Chappelle. What the fuck is like? Am I going there and kill him with jokes? Like, no.
Well, thanks for taking my question, Mads. Good luck, sir.
Thank you.
All right, I'll take a couple from the internet here. Philippe.
Hi, Philip from Sweet Punch Memories. How are you, Mads?
What's up, Philippe? How you doing?
I'm doing great, thank you. Just a few questions. If you win this fight and the way you can win it, do you think it's in the transition between offense and defense? Like against Sanchez, you saw that your cross-face guard and high guard was fluid enough to counter a lot of volume. Do you feel with Adam it's more like stopping big explosive stuff and walking behind them?
That's a good question. I haven't really thought about it. Like, yeah, if he exposes his neck, I'm gonna take it. That's all I can say. Yeah, and if he exposes his chin, I'm gonna take it. So, yeah.
And what did you and James Toney talked about?
Yeah, so he asked me like who I was fighting and if it was for a world title fight, and he said just go handle your business. And I told him I was a big ass fan of his, and he said he appreciated it. So it was like Bert, he gave me a great birthday gift and hooking me up with talking with James Toney, the GOAT. I know I'm probably one of the only ones in the MMA community thinking this way, but to me, he's like the GOAT.
Yeah, he's awesome. Congrats on the main event, bro. Good luck.
Thank you, man.
Santiago.
Good afternoon, Mats. Hello from Amsterdam. Thank you for the time. Mats, your last fight was the co-main event. This fight, you're the main event. Can you feel it as well, that Bellator really pushed you to the top of this division in a very quick and fluent way?
Yes, I can, and I really appreciate it. It's nice getting a push and feeling that the organization have some belief in my skills, so that's always good.
Many people believe that you will probably win this. If you win this fight, you will win it on the ground, but you have a very decent boxing game as well, in my opinion. Do you think people sleep a little bit on your stand-up because you've been so deadly on the ground?
Yes, they sleep on my stand-up, plus 99.9% of people, they don't understand what they see. Like, for example, when I fought Sanchez last time, he was like, oh, Sanchez is hitting him with 100 punches. But look at my face. I know I'm not the prettiest man, but like that didn't make me ugly. You know what I mean? He wasn't hitting me with shit because I was slipping, sliding, rolling, blocking, coming back with shots. People think like you got to be always out of range not to get hit. You can beat somebody up being right in their face and not getting touched. So I think the reason why some people sleep on my boxing is because they don't understand what they see. Yeah. So yeah, I hope that answers your question.
Absolutely. You fought for Cage Warriors in Denmark, and Bellator is heavily exploring Europe again, with also Søren Bak in the promotion. Do you think a Bellator event in Copenhagen is going to happen somewhere in the future? And how much would this mean to you, Mats?
Like, it's like I have some goals in my life. One of them is become Bellator world champion. The second one is to be a main event in Bellator in Copenhagen. And I really think this makes sense because Copenhagen is right there. It's in the middle of Europe. The airport is so easy to get to from all the other countries in Europe. We got me, we got Søren Bak, we got Carl Albrechtsen, we got Oliver Inkamp, who's all from Denmark or Sweden. That's a main card right there. And then you could put on some local talent, or you could bring in Daniel Weichel, who's from Germany. He's like, that's right there, or bring in some other guys. So I really think it makes sense for Bellator to go there. And I know when Cage Warriors was in Denmark, it was sold out like that. And they were really surprised of how great fans the Danes were. So I really think it would make sense for Bellator to go to Denmark. And I love, like, it's my dream to main event that card.
Yeah, Copenhagen is amazing. Good luck on fight night, sir.
Thank you.
Den?
Hey, Mads, with this promotional push in the main event booking, I was curious if there were any nerves or pressure that you feel about this spotlight, or if that's displaced by excitement and what could potentially happen with a win Saturday night.
So going into a fight, if you don't have nerves, not a nurse. Going into a fight, if you don't have nerves, you an idiot. Like, everybody that say they don't have nerves about something they care about, they lying. So of course there's nerves. And for me, pressure is a privilege, because that means there's something to fight for. And of course there's a little pressure, but I like it. I embrace it. And, you know, it just means, like, it's a privilege, because so many fighters, they dream of being in the spot that I am in right now. And you just got to enjoy it. You just got to go in there and do me. And yeah, I mean,
Awesome.
I feel the same as I always feel, a little nervous and like feel a little pressure, but it's all good. It's a part of the game.
Last one for me. So Extreme Couture's got a couple guys in this card. What's the fight camp been like in Vegas? And who are some of the main people that you've been learning and growing with the last couple months?
So I've been training a lot with Dennis Davis, the head coach, of course. We've been going through a lot of game planning and stuff, but then I've been going with Jeremy Kennedy, who's a Bellator staple, Kai Kamaka, Dan Ige, like a couple of good guys, wrestlers. Like, yeah, they have so many guys at XC that, like, you can't name them. So I've been going with pretty much everybody out there. It's a great camp.
Love it. Best of luck, Matt.
Thank you.
Dylan?
Hey there, Mads. I'm just kind of curious because this upcoming fight for you very much looking like a title eliminator, and with McKee and Pitbull readying to rematch, like, should you get the ideal outcome here, who do you see yourself facing for the featherweight title?
I think AJ is going to beat Pitbull again, so that will be him.
And also, just I feel like I'd be remiss if I didn't follow this up. Why is James Toney the GOAT to you?
Because he is the slickest dude on 2 feet ever. And the most underrated dude in the boxing ring ever. And because I think he displays what a lot of people get wrong. A lot of people, they're like, oh, I just have to run 10 miles and I have to do S&C, which are called scam class, because strength and conditioning is a fucking scam, okay? If you want to be a better boxer, you don't go throw a medicine ball into a wall, or you don't go do fucking hopscotch or whatever you call it. Like, they pull all this fucking scam on the fighters. So S&C is a scam. It don't work. But James Toney, if you look at him, he started from like middleweight all the way up to heavyweight. The only thing the dude did was sparring, and he was like skinny and became fat, and he was a fat dude, but he still beat everybody up, looking like he didn't give two shits about what happened in there. And that, I think, is something you have to appreciate.
Very much so. I appreciate the insights as well, man. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Awesome. That's it for us, Mads.